All right. Welcome to another Woods Report. So, still not on our Stream Lab. I think we're gonna switch up to StreamYard anyway, so it doesn't matter. But so we're just on YouTube, and then I shared the link on Facebook,
Okay.
and then we got our TikTok people here. So we're on three. We're not on our Twitch and all the other ones that we on, but whatever. We'll get there.
Okay.
It wasn't a lot going on today. It wasn't a lot going on.
Follow up with Biden.
And usually they make up news.
And Trump.
They usually make up news so that people can start being like, what's going on?
We haven't looked in the local, but other than our local news or something that people take a local story like the Carly and it becomes viral.
Okay.
So really nothing has happened since, right?
Right.
Okay.
Well, they said that they're giving the money back that people donated
to her.
It was to the cause. Yeah. At first they wasn't going to give it back, and now they're going to give it back. So that was the latest news with her.
What would be the reason to not give it back?
I don't know. All you have, and especially if people pay with credit card, all you got to do is decline all those charges. You don't have to accept all the charges. So, all right. So Sheryl Raff. Now, I said I didn't know that she didn't live with her husband. You said you knew, right?
I didn't really know.
Okay. I knew he was in elected official, but I thought she still lived with him because she's not like she's.
I think you would assume that couples live together.
Yeah.
You don't think right away that they're separate on different states or.
No, that's why I said I assume
that's not normal.
I assume that she lived with her husband.
It's becoming normal, I guess, if you get older.
And you know the funny thing about it, when I was looking at it, I was thinking to myself, I could do that.
One of my coworkers did. Her husband lived in Cincinnati, and she lived where we work.
I've gotten older.
And he would come every weekend.
I've gotten older now, and at this age, I'm not opposed to not living with the person.
I'm wondering if she's still
or him not being there all the time.
Yeah, she's older and she's divorced,
and he's not the father of her grown kids.
No, her kids are grown,
so I can see it.
And she likes being by herself.
It says
they come together on weekends.
It says this is the Shade Room.
Okay.
By Coastal Bay, Sheryl Raff discusses long distance marriage with PA Senator. He's Senator, that's right, Vincent Hughes. All relationships take effort, and Sheryl Raff is speaking on how she and Senator Vincent Hughes, a Democrat, make their marriage. They've been married for 18 years. And she said how they make it work. They live on polar opposite sides of the country.
What is he? He is what state?
Pennsylvania.
And she's West Coast?
Well, I'm going to see here. It got to be. Sheryl Raff says bi-coastal relationship needs an incredible amount of trust. The Abbott that's why. She's on Abbott Elementary.
She has a show.
Because I was thinking, what does she need to live anywhere?
If they're on a writer's strike, she need to be back with him.
You know what? I just thought about that.
She's on a strike, so get back on home with your husband.
She's probably there. Speaking of that, a famous actor might be crossing they're gonna call him a scab.
Why? Why would he cross?
Scab! We got a scab!
They call him that when they cross?
When you cross, you're a scab.
But what would be the reason to cross?
Because he's a big time actor, like I said. And when they get to that level, they are really producers.
But still.
Because they own part of that movie.
But is he part of the acting? Is he part of a...
He's an actor. And
no, in the movie that he's trying to do it for, maybe.
I'm sure he is, but I don't know. You want to guess who it is? Let's do a guess. Then we'll get back to Sheryl Raff.
So I gotta go with he can't be black.
No.
Okay.
Why not?
For some reason, a black actor, even at the highest level, they would still be careful because they're like, I don't want to be blackballed.
I don't know. Black actors be like, I'm trying to make my money.
It's hard enough to get here. Okay.
I always thought it would
be a proud white
I always thought it would be somebody like Tyler Perry.
And it's probably someone who has money.
Lots of money.
And it won't hurt him if he gets talked about.
And they won't blackball him.
Steven Spielberg?
No, it's an actor.
Actor.
They'll call him a scab. He's too big.
Tom Hanks?
No. Tom Hanks would do that.
Well, see, now you're saying Tom Hanks. I'm guessing
when you say who it is, you'll say, okay, I can. But Tom Hanks is a nice guy.
Not the one that played Iron Man.
No, but he would do that probably.
Okay, yeah, Robert Downey.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Cruise.
Nope, he wouldn't do that.
See, you keep saying who wouldn't. So it must be somebody that once I name him, we would all go, yeah, he would do that.
Yeah. Scooby-Doo said Matt Dillon. Nope.
Well,
everybody saying
Wendy,
hi. Wendy saying hello, family.
Wendy, do you know what actor's is crossing the?
He's a scab.
You when he was in the movie you were in?
No, he wouldn't.
None
do
of
that.
them.
You keep naming nice guys. Harrison Ford wouldn't do that.
And Tommy Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis?
No, what's his name?
Tommy Jones. He might, but no, he wouldn't. He's not nice.
Wow, it's a white actor, a male. Hi.
Name some stuff, and I'll say what close.
Do I know him? Like
everybody knows him.
Here's Johnny.
No,
he's sick though.
He's old.
He haven't been acting in a while. Jack Nicholson.
Name stuff, and I'll say
comedy.
He's been in comedy.
Jim Carrey.
No.
Is he a comedian kind of?
He's not a comedian.
But he's been in movies where he's been funny.
Yes. He's been in every kind of movie.
Like a Samuel Jackson movie.
He's been in every kind of movie.
You make me sick. That's wrong. That he's crossing. I don't even know who it is.
Scab! He does a lot. I have to name stuff because you don't know how to guess. You're supposed to say stuff, and I'll say
I can't think of actors.
He does a lot of humanitarian stuff.
Has he been in something recently that I've seen?
He's been in everything
that I've seen recently.
I don't know.
That we both gone to movies.
He's
together.
probably produced something that you've seen. That's what I'm saying. He's both.
Not the old. He's not older. Is he older?
Well, what's old?
Like the guy that played in Andy Griffith.
No, he's not that old.
Okay. I give up. Richard Gere, somebody said.
Nope, not Richard Gere. I'll give you more hints. He was married to somebody who was famous.
Not none of the Godfather actors.
No. He was married to somebody famous.
He was married also to somebody famous.
He was married to somebody famous, actress that was a movie star.
Oh, Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt!
Ah! Brad Pitt! Oh my God, he's crossing the
yeah.
Wow.
He's in the middle of filming a movie. He's producing it. I told you.
I love
That's
Brad
why I said
Pitt.
I think people like him, Tom Cruise, Tom Hanks, Tyler Perry. They're entwined in production to where it's like, what are we doing here? I don't know if he's in the movie. So he's probably thinking, it's not like I'm in the movie. It's my movie. I'm producing it. They want him, the SAG and actor said, you need to shut down all production. And he doesn't want to.
But that little crew.
He's like, I'm almost done. I'm not shutting down production. I'm almost done. Wow. So he's thinking about crossing the line.
What's the worst that can happen?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
What's the worst
How
that
do you
can happen to Brad Pitt?
How do you blackball Brad Pitt? Oh, we're going to kick you out of SAG. Okay, bye. He does his own movie on his own money, and we will go see it.
That is something to think about. Wow.
And if you don't want to work with them, so what? There's plenty of actors and actresses and people in the production who will work with Brad Pitt if he gets blackballed.
Wow. Okay.
Now that's the next question. What happens? What happens if these guys start doing that?
What Brad Pitt is doing.
If he leads the charge, and then you know why? And let's forget it. We talking about Sheryl Raff. Okay, forget it. I'll say this. No, because we got another thing that we'll talk about it.
Okay.
But Sheryl Raff says the bi-coastal relationship has to have a lot of trust. And the reason why I wanted to do this story is because she says they see each other every 2 weeks. They have to physically see each other every 2 weeks. They're always constantly on the phone with each other. During COVID, she says they had to stay with each other all the time. And she said she loved it. So it's not that she can't live with. She said she had to stay with him during COVID. She said they matched their wonderful personalities. He's probably a really down to earth, you know what I'm saying? Because she's so over the top. He's probably low key.
And she has West Indian vibes.
He's probably low key and just, she's like, I love her. And I know how that is because I know my personality. And I know the type of guy that I like. Very low key. They don't bother you. They, you know, they
have big personalities. You definitely
wonderful. You can talk to
laid
them,
back person,
but very laid back.
Allow you your space. You allow them theirs. Y'all don't, ruffle.
And so I bet you that's how he is. But I didn't think about what you just said. The writer strike.
If she's on a strike, she's probably with him more now.
She's probably back with him now.
But I do get it because I've heard actors who have done this when they're working. It may not be permanent, but it's times. And then when you're working on a movie, it can be up to how many months, a year. You may go on a break and go back to see him, or he may fly in on his break because he has more breaks than she do. So I'm telling you, my coworker, that's how they lived. Her husband was in Cincinnati, and she was here in Illinois.
So I don't know. Y'all let us know what y'all think. Comment down below. Is it because we're getting older that we can see that? Because honestly, to be honest with you, I'm at a point, I'm 55. I don't want anybody with my room all day. I don't want that.
Some people are in the house together and still like their space.
I have to have my
Some
space.
people have their own room because maybe he snores loud or
he got to have his own room.
She talks in her sleep. They may be separate and then they come together for little cuddle moments.
So maybe I am older now and I don't want that.
You got to talk that through when you come in with somebody, or if you've been with somebody for so long. Hopefully that's a discussion on the table. Babe, you okay with being in your... Babe, I'm okay with being in my own room. Oh, okay. Let's do it.
So I don't know. I just thought about bringing that up because it made me think about what I want. And that would be, I would love that. For them not to live with me.
This is something you don't hear about too much with a young couple.
No, young, no. You need to be together young. And because you have kids and stuff like that.
And sometimes with the kids, well, no, you know what? That's why I keep saying we always talk about
because then you're gonna be Nick Cannon with 12 kids.
But think about it, you guys. We always forget when we talk about these couples where they're not together for length of time, we forget about the military. That happens a lot in the military. The wife may be in the military and she's away for 3-4 months. The father's away for 6 months on a boat, on a ship. That's a long time to be away from your kids. And that's why you always see these little news updates with the father when they're having Christmas holiday and the father's inside a box and the kid unwraps it, or the dad with his uniform comes to school.
But that's different, not living together.
But I'm just saying.
And you don't choose that. I mean, you choose that because you fight for your country. Not just because y'all don't want to live in the same house. But they're grown. So I agree with it.
Okay.
All right. So everybody said hello. Everybody was guessing. True said Brad Pitt. So she got caught.
Wow.
Everybody saying hello. Scooby Doo. Oh, everybody saying hi to Scooby. True says a lot of these influencers are attending these premieres, and I'm sure some will be marked as scabs. You're not supposed to go to premieres, I don't think, if you're supposed to be in this and they're going to these premieres.
What is the worst that can happen to them?
You get blackballed. But I'm telling y'all.
Who's gonna blackball Brad?
We're getting ready to talk about this. Scooby-Doo says, I know someone that lived in separate homes, married, in love, and had loving marriage until he passed away in an accident. Yep. Oh. I think I would do that now at 55. But anyway, let's talk about this. Keep on to this.
My mom's cousin did. She an older cousin. Her husband passed away, and she was meeting some guy.
Oh yeah,
and he lived in Baton Rouge.
Yeah,
she lived in Alabama.
Yeah,
when we said something about her moving there or him moving, she's like, no, I like it the way it is.
Yeah, we meet each other and all that. Okay. And it didn't make it more exciting when y'all see each other and stuff. So, Wendy says film distribution.
What about that?
Would it affect film distribution? I don't think so. Not with Brad Pitt.
His little group of people are actually still working there.
And he can put his stuff on YouTube and people
and they're getting paid. His little camera crew people,
they go,
his makeup people, they're still working. If he says no.
You get to a certain level in that field where it doesn't matter. They are with you guys in spirit and they are supporting you because they were like that at one time. They started off. So they're supporting you not because they have to. They're supporting you because they want to. And I don't want y'all actors out there thinking that these big guys have to support you. They absolutely do not.
But we haven't had a strike like this in how many years?
Well, it was pre-Netflix and all this, but we're going to talk about that because Wendy, you need to see this story that was out July 25th. And it's a big story. She said, Wendy says technology gives many options. Exactly. And that's the problem. If Tom Cruise did, let's say he crossed the line and y'all called him a scab and said, we won't work with you. It doesn't matter. He has enough money, enough people that he could put a movie on Netflix or YouTube or Prime or something.
Cruise,
and still make money.
These are actors. I can see where you're.
Sandra Bullock made that money with that blind. Remember, she had she couldn't see the Noise movie.
Yeah,
that was all Netflix. Wow. So I would be nervous about stuff like that.
And then you're saying that Brad Pitt is pretty much saying that he's almost finished.
Rich says, "Hi, hey, ladies,
hey, he's almost finished with this film."
The problem that Brad Pitt,
the
problem that Brad Pitt has is I think he's almost done or something, and he wants to finish it. And they saying you have to stop all production and shut it down. And that if you continue, then you consider crossing the line. And he's thinking about just going ahead and finishing it. He's at a point.
He hasn't made a final
decision. To me, I don't think he should. I think he should stand with his fellow actors because you wasn't always Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Understand.
And it's almost like you pooping on the low part people.
Now that you've made it.
Now that you made it and it doesn't matter to you. But then on the other side, he's a producer. So there might be a lot of actors and people, the tech people, they're not in that strike. So he's like, they need to get paid too. They need to get money. And I got a lot of people that's relying on me other than actors. That's probably what he's thinking. It's not just actors and writers. There's a lot of other people
I thought the SAG includes those technical people.
No, it's actors and writers that's on the strike.
It's not the cameraman or the makeup person or the
and then you got to also remember there's a lot of actors and people that are not in SAG. So you don't know what's going on in his movie that he is thinking about this because he may think I'll take that hit if it means that 90% of the people that's working on my movie won't, you know what I'm saying? They're not in this. So
and are we brought up to speed on what exactly they're wanting?
Yeah, remember we talked about that.
I'm still trying to understand.
They don't want you to be.
They feel gonna get it. It's striking to make them get it.
They feel like, and they right. You shouldn't be able to just stream, put us on Netflix and all of that, and we don't get paid for the work. It's like you doing a movie, and then later on they put the movie on Netflix, and it's making millions of dollars.
Netflix is making money,
right? And you get a 52-cent check. And you like, hold on for a second. I should still be getting as if it was in a movie theater. I should be making money.
The movie that I saw last night, they cloned Tyrone.
They already did that before the strike.
No, I'm saying like that kind of a movie.
No, that movie was made for Netflix.
Oh.
But I'm talking about and then also they don't like the fact that their image, they say they get small little like 10 cents.
But if it's made for Netflix, do they still get paid, right?
Yeah, that's different.
Oh, okay.
That's different.
Okay.
But then they were saying stuff like, if they use their face, you can use their image on an AI. And then you can put that image anywhere. I don't need Tom Cruise. I can just put that image and then make a whole movie with his image. And he can't do anything about it. So they don't like the fact that AI is doing it. And then the writers is the same thing. Writing, you can have AI write stuff and you not get credit, or it can, you know what I'm saying? Like, they just don't like a lot of that stuff. So let me see what y'all saying before we move on. Technology gives many options. Scooby-Doo says, I really have no idea what the strike is about. True says, well, they said if your production started before a certain date, you can finish without being labeled a scab. Okay. So I don't know, maybe his fits in that gray area. Mm-hmm. And he's like, let's just finish it. I got to finish it. He must have started after whatever that date was. And now he needs to finish it. Well, in my opinion, why did he start it? If he knew a strike was coming, he's big enough to know that it was coming. Sometimes takes longer. So this may have been, he may have started this movie way before talks was even said. Well, anyway, so that's the thing with that. But the story that I wanted to say is why the actors strike, as actors strike for AR protection, guess what Netflix just did? Netflix listed an AI job paying $900,000. What do you mean an AI job? A job for somebody who is an AI, and they're willing to pay these people $900,000 a year. What's up? Oh, she said if you sign in. Netflix listed the job for $900,000. So I'm trying to understand what that job. Rob Delaney said, in a melodious, they said, voice, my broad shoulders and dancers, I decide how those are used. Whatever, I guess he's trying to be funny. As Hollywood executives insist it is just not realistic to pay actors 87% of whom earn less than $26,000 or more, they are speedily, lavishly spending money on AI programs. So while y'all on the picket line and y'all are protesting, Netflix and these other executives are getting ready to spend millions of dollars on AI. That's not good. Help me understand. You know what that's telling you? Means. What that's telling me is they want to replace y'all. It's almost like, think about a blue collar job, right? And you walk off, you work at the post office, and you say, we're gonna pick it. We out of here until y'all, put whatever, air conditioning in the trucks and pay us more money and give us time. Make our equipment safe. Make our equipment safe. A lot of us, and everybody would agree with you. Those are, why can't you just do that if you had the money to do it, right? Mm-hmm. So then your post office says, well, we don't have the money to do that. We can't do that for you. But then you go, well, then we're going to pick it. Mm-hmm. And then you go pick it. And then you find out they spending millions of dollars on robots to sort mail. To replace you. You'd be like, I thought you said you didn't have no money. Because robots, they don't need a retirement plan. Robots won't have to deal with HR situations. Robots don't need insurance if they get injured. Robots you don't have to deal with what is it else with other workers? Anything. It makes more sense to replace. This is why y'all should be. This is why, and they'll probably talk about this, Wendy, with y'all after y'all strike thing. While entertainment firms like Disney have declined to go into specifics about the nature of their investments in AI, Netflix did a job posting and went very public with it. I bet you $100 million that I don't have, that Disney and all the rest of them are doing the exact same thing. The only difference is Netflix is more open and with it. They don't care if y'all know. Whereas I think Disney and all the rest of them do. They care. So when they use AI, you're saying for like a Tom Hanks, replacing Tom Hanks, they have it generate a computer generated of him acting out some movie that they created. I think what they're going to end up doing is, this is just my opinion, the real big names, they're going to talk to them behind the scenes, and they're going to try to crush the small actors to where they can say, get out of here with that. And we know that we can go at least 2 or 3 years without y'all. And we can computer generate the background. We don't need 1 million or 100 extras.
What was
We can
that?
computer generate the extras.
What was that movie that was out when he was they were soldiers? It was
Sparta. 300.
300.
They're gonna do movies
What was
like that.
That was a
It was
computer-generated or
the
something.
real actors, but they computer generated a lot around them. But what I think is gonna happen is they're gonna have computer generated actors. It's not even a real actor. He's
like a hologram too, when they do
hologram or
concerts?
something where he looks real, but he's not real. Nobody in the movie is real.
Whoopi had it. She said on The View, in her trust, in her will, she has it specifically that they can't generate her image
she
as
leaves?
a hologram. Yeah, when she leaves this earth, they can't use her image as a hologram or anything like that. So she's already putting in writing how she does not, her legacy and how she wants that to live on.
It says, while entertainment firms like Disney have declined to go in specifics about their AI, job postings and financial disclosures reviewed by The Intercept revealed that new details about the extent of these companies' embrace technology. In one case, Netflix is offering as much as $900,000 for a single AI manager. They paying this person $900,000 a year as an AI manager.
So my question is, why can't, I'm sorry, you can maybe answer. Our laws have not caught up with technology, with the whole AI movement. Why can't an actor's image, likeness, name, be protected?
That's what they striking for.
If an AI, I see now why.
That's why they striking.
Brad Pitt hopefully won't cross.
They want protection.
If somebody is visually using Brad Pitt's face, he should get paid.
Yes.
Because if Michael Jordan is so strong on his name.
His mom said in the movie, remember?
That man don't want, his name was used in some advertisement in some grocery store or something. Woo, they took that down so quick. Michael's like, my name is money.
And don't take shows that I was on. I was on the Cosby Show and put it on Netflix and send me a 10-cent check. You like, hold on for a second. It's still being seen by millions of people. People watch Netflix just like they watch television, if not even more.
So they're not getting paid enough.
They're not getting paid. And some actors don't even get residuals from it. The ones that down at the bottom of the total. We talk about the big ones. They was going on Instagram and stuff. The main characters were showing they 52-cent checks. So what you think the ones that's down at the bottom? Yeah. If the main guy gets 52 cents, Malcolm Jamal Warner, what do you think you get? Maybe the kid that was being bounced on Bill Cosby's leg.
Maybe a penny. Alicia Keys was bounced on Bill Cosby's leg. Alicia Keys
probably gets a residual check for like maybe 2 cents. And she probably like, what I'm gonna do with this 2 cents?
And that was another thing that brought, I don't know why I thought about Alicia Keys, because you said the little kids bounced on his leg.
Yes.
Because she was one of them.
She was one of them.
For some reason, I thought of Fame and Fortune, that show that's out now. Her brother was recently dismissed from the show. And they were like, Alicia Keys' brother?
So that was her brother.
Yeah, because the Jonas Brothers who hosted, they were like, boy.
They didn't know that was
Alicia. Your sister.
Does he look like her?
He has that look.
Okay.
Yeah, he has that look.
You never talk about that show. You was going to talk about it.
It's a good show. I'm liking it. I'm liking trying to figure out who this black guy is on there, who his brother is. But go ahead.
Well, Hollywood actors and writer unions are jointly striking this summer for the first time since 1960, calling for better wages and regulations on studios' use of artificial intelligence. Just after the actors' strikes was authorized, the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers, the trade association representing the TV and film companies negotiating with the actors and writers unions, announced a groundbreaking AI proposal that protects actors' digital likeness for SAG and AFTRA members. The offer prompted the comparison to an episode of a sci-fi series in Black Mirror, which depicted actress Selma Hayek locked in a struggle with the studio which was using her scanned digital likeness against her will. See, I told you Black Mirror be showing stuff that's gonna happen. So $900,000 per AI amount, they saying could qualify 35 actors and their families. Health insurance. They were saying that. Them spending $900,000 on one person. Imagine if they spent that $900,000 on the actors, they could satisfy, he's saying, at least 35 actors, just with that one position. Among the striking actors, demands are protection against their scanned likeness being manipulated by AI without adequate compensation for the actors. They propose that our background performers should be able to be scanned. I said that. Get paid for 1 day's pay, and their company should own that scan, their image, their likeness, and to be able to use it for the rest of eternity in any project that they want with no consent and no compensation. So the background people, forget them. If you remember when I walked in the background on Fugitive? They scanned me and put me in about 100 movies. I don't get paid for it.
Is this partly what Monique was talking about when she said boycott Netflix?
Well, she was saying boycott Netflix because they didn't want to give her the amount of money she felt she was entitled
for another reason.
Right.
Wow.
But she can forget that. Anytime you tell people, the community, to boycott something, it has to be something in it for them. When Monique said boycott Netflix, what's in that for us? We boycotting for you? No. Now, if you said Netflix was doing something to people and the community and stuff, maybe you can get people to be like Budweiser with the transgender thing. They came out and said, boycott Budweiser. They trying to push transgenders down our throats. And it worked because people felt a connection with that boycott. But not because
that was the true audience.
Nobody's going to boycott because Monique didn't get her money.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to do that.
Okay.
Entertainment writers, too, must contend with their work being replaced by AI programs like ChatGPT. Now, I downloaded ChatGPT. It's very good.
What is it?
It writes. You give it a sample of how you write, it can write something for you. In your voice, the way you would write it.
I get AI and all that it does and probably even the future. But my thing is, if partly of what they're striking for is if you're using any likeness of an actor, that is them. You're making money off of Brad Pitt's face.
Right.
That's not right.
And it says writers represented by the Writers Guild of America have been on strike since May 7th, demanding, among other things, labor safeguards against AI. John August, a screenwriter for films like Big Fish and Charlie's Angels, explained that the WGA wants to make sure that ChatGPT and its cousins can't be credited with writing a screenplay. They're going to credit ChatGPT.
They need to do something legally, like a law needs to be put in place. I'm just a bill. Yes, I'm only a bill.
You mean the actors need to go to Congress?
Capitol Hill.
The actors need to go to Congress.
Yes.
I don't think
a bill needs to be passed. And Wendy, I know you would definitely agree with this. Somebody needs to go to Capitol.
You guys got to go to Capitol Hill.
A law needs to be put in place that protects a person's who's part of the SAG's identity.
Y'all need to treat this like you was in like the truckers union or something, and the economy is suffer if the truckers go on strike, and the Congress got to step in and do something. Congress will step in if they feel like the community is going to be somehow involved. The only way that y'all gonna be able to do this, and I don't know, y'all need to say this, I'm not in SAG, is that first is us, then it's you. First, the AI will take us. Next, he's coming for your job. That's the only way you're gonna make the community and the country get behind what you're saying, because you got to show how it's replacing you and it's hurting you financially, and how that will somehow affect us. The only way you can do that, and then people will call their congressman and say, "What's going on with this Chat GPT thing.
Yes.
That these writers are talking about this thing and it's taking over their right. Is that going to replace my job as a builder?
And it's so sad though. Remember when affirmative action came in place, when we were trying to be diverse in hiring? You had to hire so many minorities, people of color, people that brown, black skin, Hispanics, whatever. It may have to go to that when it comes to AI. You got 500 workers. You can't replace all of them with AI. You have to replace a certain percentage, and the rest has to still be people working there.
It says Netflix posting for a $900,000 a year AI product manager job makes clear that AI goes beyond just the algorithm that determine what shows are recommended for users. The listing points to AI's uses for content creation. Artificial intelligence is powering innovation in all areas of business, including helping them to create great content. Netflix AI product managers posting. This person is getting ready to get paid $900,000 a year. And they got other jobs too, they said. Netflix is already putting the AI technology to work. On July 6th, the streaming service premiered a new Spanish reality dating series, Deep Fake Love.
That's what I told you. The View talked about that today.
Oh, what did they say?
They talked about that. What they're going to do is it's a reality show where couples will be viewing their significant other, either real involved with another person or fake. And they have to make that decision. If your husband is cheating with somebody, it could be an AI made up of him cheating with somebody.
Look at this. Deep Fake Love, in which it scans the contestants' faces and bodies, are used to create AI-generated deep fake simulations of themselves.
Right. So you don't know
if that's your husband or if that's an AI in him.
No, well, you don't know if you're watching this as the wife. You have to make a decision. Is he really cheating on me, or is that an AI simulation? And they talked about it on The View. They said this is dangerous.
And it's out right now. July 6th is getting ready to come out on Netflix.
It's dangerous. Because Sarah was saying, or was it Alyssa? It was Alyssa. It's going to hurt you one way or the other, because let's just say, for sake of argument, you see him with somebody and you really believe
that's
him. And he says, I wasn't with her. Now you don't trust him anyway. So that's going to hurt both ways.
It says,
they want to see how this show is going to go.
They says they also looking for a technical director for generative AI. That's the ones that do that. Netflix is offering up to $650,000 for its generative AI technical director role. That person is getting ready to get paid $650,000. One person. One. AI, Disney has, they said, a lot of stuff that's coming up. They keeping it quiet. Disney don't want y'all to know. CEO Bob Iger alluded to the challenges that the company would have in integrating AI into their current business model. I don't know.
You safe when you're not even watching TV or any kind of movies or something, because you don't know what's real and what's not real.
From actors' standpoint, they said the struggle against the sci-fi is not a struggle against AI itself, but just a bid for fair working conditions in their industry and control over their own likeness, their bodies, their movements, their speech patterns. Again, I think, my opinion, and I could be wrong, I don't think striking is going to help y'all. I think y'all need to go to Congress.
A law needs to be put in
place. You have
to
go to Congress, and you have to make Congress see that it's not just you, it's other people that it's going to affect. And the American public is not going to want these AIs and people just being able to not only replace their jobs, but use their images as well. Like you said, this show. Soon it's going to be, people can put up, is that really him? Or is that my husband? Or is that my wife?
We can get into so much trouble with that, where we may think our commander-in-chief is talking to us, telling us stuff, and it's AI.
So just so y'all know.
Like they did with that Obama thing, remember? They made Obama talk and say something, and then people thought it was really him, and it wasn't.
Yep.
I just feel like a law or something needs to be put in place where you, as an actor, as part of the SAG union, that your likeness is protected. It's a trademark or copywritten or whatever you want to call it. They can't use your likeness in any made up story, any movie, any TV show, any YouTube, unless you sign and get paid for it.
All right, so let's see. Scooby-Doo says, I really have no idea what the strike is about. True says, well, they said if your production started before. That's what she was saying about the scab. Scooby-Doo says, sounds like this fight is what many of us fought back in the day. Everything was taken. Wendy says, can non-union actors work SAG after jobs? Yes, but if you do, you have to join the union eventually. To be eligible, actors need to first work on a union job. Scooby-Doo says no breaks, no lunch, no vacations, no maternity leave, etc. Wendy says robots do not need catering for lunch. I like your Jamie Kim. True says, for example, they said for background extras, they would pay for one day and just use the AI images for the rest of the days. Yeah, we said that. Mm-hmm. Wendy says they need new laws to protect actors from AI. Mm-hmm. True says, so they pay you for one day instead of maybe 7. And they want the rights to use your image for future projects. Mm-hmm. Scooby-Doo says, so none of it's fair. If the big actors want money, the extras should get the same. And Wendy says, I get residuals. They start off high and then they go down each one you get.
We had at my last job, we had photo shoots and we had to be careful because we had a really tight budget. And I had to put together the model releases. So a lot of times we would pull in the models. If we used workers, we had a model release where we pay them $1. I got paid $1. If you guys remember, well, I was okay with it because I pretty much gave it away. Y'all remember at Six Flags, it had to have been 6 years ago.
Oh, we saw your poster. No, that was 20 years ago.
That wasn't 20 years ago because I wasn't. It maybe 15.
It wasn't 6 years ago.
It was 15 years ago. We did a fake roller coaster, mm-hmm. and I was in the photo shoot, and I was on the roller coaster, and they used my face. And I remember one of my cousins called me from Florida.
They saw you.
But no, I see you on the billboard in Six Flags.
And you got paid $1 whole.
I got paid $1. That's fine. I'm not part of that union thing.
I know. I'm just saying $1.
We got cheap. We paid cheap actors to do it, and people from the job. But I really, really think a law.
That's what I said. Put in place. All they're gonna do is just use people like y'all. They're not even gonna care about using.
But no, if they
union
want,
actors.
But yeah, if they want a Tom Hanks because they want to bring in people to watch the movie, Samuel Jackson, a Denzel Washington.
But here's the problem, and that's what I'm saying. Somebody gonna pull them by the coattail and push them to the back and say, "Look, buddy, I know you Denzel, but this AI Denzel is sharp."
But it's still
they forgetting about you.
I don't care when they say AI, it's still him.
No, I'm saying not a new guy, not Denzel.
Oh, okay.
A whole new black guy
with a new name.
Whole new name.
Oh, okay.
Who's similar. He reminds me of Denzel. He has a 6-pack and he's gorgeous.
Okay.
And he's fake.
That's different.
See?
If they're using Denzel's face.
No. Oh. A whole new guy.
Oh, okay.
Just like us. There's
and he could be a made-up person and we're all falling in love with him.
Just like us. Oh, remember that in the 80s, that Max Headroom or Head
Yes.
thing? He wasn't even real.
I know. That's weird.
It's gonna be like that.
Talking about futuristic.
And they were saying in people like us, influencers. There's a couple of YouTube shows, millions of subscribers. They're not even real. They're like us. 2 people sitting here talking, laughing with, Bob, you're funny, Bob.
To go to somebody that house to their home.
It's a computer generated.
See, that's scary.
And it's funny. They're funny. People watch them every day. I'll come later on. I'll show y'all the channels. Millions of subscribers. And people, they give you the news. They tell you what's going on. And they have wonderful personalities and funny. Not even real. Somebody could watch me. and be like, let's just duplicate her.
Yeah, some similarities.
She won't have spaces between her teeth. We'll fix her up a little bit.
More funny.
We'll fix her up. She won't look as bad. We'll fix her up, but she'll have the same type of personality, and people will like her. And she's fake. She's not even real. She's a made up.
You wait to each day to see what she's talking about.
And in today's news, and blank, 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 and I'm funny and all this, and I'm not even real.
That's scary.
How you know we're real?
Well, we know Jesus is real.
No.
Hallelujah.
How do you know we're real? Right now.
As long as I know Jesus is real. You can't do no AI with him. Woo.
Okay.
Thank you, Holy Spirit.
Well, It's funny how you say you can't do no AI with him. And all you know is that Jesus is real.
Yes.
Because that takes us to the next story.
Okay.
Let me see what everybody says first. Wendy said that. Wendy says, I like your pajamas, Kim. Oh, thank you. Scooby-Doo says, there are so many movies that be animated or AI without actors' faces that I enjoy. So I would not care to not see these actors. I do feel it needs to be fair, though. And Wendy says, I know you've seen that white AI gossip girl. She's creepy. Oh, yeah. She millions of followers. And she does gossip. She talking about the stuff we talking about right now. She's not even real.
That's fine. So what? Made up people.
Well, whistleblower. This is the next story.
They talked about that on The View too.
See all this stuff they talked about on The View, and you didn't say nothing. Whistleblower
I can't show it.
Tells Congress that the U.S. is concealing multi-decade program that has captured UFOs. The U.S. is concealing a long-standing program that retrieves and reverse engineers unidentified flying objects. A former Air Force intelligence officer testified Wednesday to Congress. The Pentagon has denied all claims. Of course, we've seen the movies, Jason Bourne. You get caught, we don't know who you are. We don't know nothing about this. Retired Major David Grush, highly anticipated testimony before a House Oversight Subcommittee was Congress, talked about unidentified aerial phenomena, which is the official term the U.S. government uses instead of UFOs. While the study of this mysterious aircraft or objects often evoked talk of aliens and little green men, Democrats and Republicans in recent years have pushed for more research as a national security matter due to concerns that sightings observed by pilots may be tied to U.S. adversaries. So they get nervous saying these pilots keep seeing these unidentified flying objects and they keep thinking it's Russia or China or something. And Russia and China is like, that's not us. Don't wage war on us. You got UFOs going on over there. Now, he said he was asked in 2019 by the head of the government task force to identify all highly classified programs relating to the task force mission. At the time, he was detailed to the National Renaissance Office, the agency that operates U.S. spy satellites. I was informed of the course by my official duties of multi-UFO crash things, retrieval. So they was going out and they would crash, these things would crash, and they'll go out and retrieve the UFOs and bring them back to these programs. Just like all the movies that we see. What was the Will Smith movie?
Which one? Independence Day?
Independence Day, where it had a whole underground thing and they bring the aliens there. He's saying he's saying it exists in real life. Asked whether the U.S. government had information about extraterrestrial life, he said that U.S. likely has been aware of non-human activity since the 1930s. The Pentagon has denied the claims. In a statement, Defense Department spokeswoman Sue Gao, or whatever her name is, said investigators have not discovered any verifiable information to substantiate claims that any programs regarding the recession or the reverse engine, whatever, they're denying it. Let me tell you how
They
we
don't
know
wanna
it's real.
alarm people.
Remember, Comover said, I have files. And if y'all elect me as president, I'll release those files. He said that.
Mm-hmm.
So you know it's real.
They could be speaking to some of this.
That's why y'all should have never put him in the White House. Because he's going to be telling everything. If you arrest me, I'm burning everything down.
I'm telling on y'all how they talked about UFOs and they had this and down. They got things underground. And
I'm going to talk about who don't like who in the White House. I'm going to talk about all the secret missions that they got going on all around the world. I'm going to talk. He's going to be like, you arrest me, I'm going down. I'm bringing everybody down with me.
I'll tell it all.
He already said if you elect him, he's going to release the files on the UFOs.
Okay.
And he said that before this. So for the Pentagon to deny it, how could he have files on it?
The sad thing about it is that we all know, even historically, our governments, every country can't be trusted. We know. Because if you got mere men who have prideful problems, who egotistic, narcissism, whatever the problems are, no man is perfect. Running a country, there's going to be some hidden agendas, things that we may not know about. So that's not surprising that our country has been Big Brother lying to us. And I don't like the fact that they felt like on January 6th, a year ago, that because of the craziness with our country, some of these were even military going to fight at the Capitol. How can you fight for a country that you think is robbing us and you out there, freedom, freedom? Oh, I was fighting for freedom, but we didn't get it. No, I'm tearing down the buildings.
Right.
Really?
And you fighting for something that is a lie. You're saying that the election was stolen. And now you heard Giuliani. That's our next story coming up.
Yeah.
He admitted that it was a lie. You heard that, Mom? Anyway, we'll get to that story.
Mm-hmm.
Wendy says, remember I told you about those pilots when I did one of your shows? Mm-hmm. They said pilots always see things.
Stuff, yeah.
Wendy says they are afraid to talk. Ivy said, I need my space. I'm 33 years old, and I love that me and my boyfriend have our place. It gives me time to miss you. Oh, going back to the Shirley Raft. Oh, yeah. Scooby-Doo says he would not release his taxes, so who cares what he says?
Oh, stop.
Comb over. She said comb over.
Thank you. But I get it. He probably found some secret files and information that we've all been wondering.
But let's say for the sake of argument, just like I said the same thing about the clone Jamie. When people kept saying Jamie Foxx is a clone, he's a clone. And then I made a joke and said, whether he's a clone or he's not a clone, you don't know the real Jamie or the clone Jamie anyway.
Thank you. But I'm like,
so let's go with the UFO thing.
Okay.
I have to believe in my faith in God.
First,
and that
first and foremost.
That's my first and foremost. Mm-hmm. So if it is really, and I believe in it.
I'm open to it.
I believe in aliens. I don't think we're the only beings in this
unidentified, whatever we call it.
But with that being said, every knee shall bow, and
even the UFOs
shall confess. Now, if you want to walk in my yard, in my house, ET with Reese's cups or whatever it is that they gave him, you're gonna
go
bow to Jesus.
Phone home. ET, go home.
ET, you can go home. But as for me and my house,
we are going to serve the Lord. But that's,
while you're here, you will respect that.
I love
until you go back to your plan.
I love when the Word of God says, and we're believers in Christ. Those of you who watch this show, whether you believe in Christ or not, that's what
we believe.
But one of the things that Paul was writing in the Bible, inspired by the Holy Spirit, that every knee, everything under the earth, above the earth, in the heavens,
all of it,
everything is going to bow. So if you want to call it a UFO, or ghost,
I'm not scared.
Or a spirit,
people get scared. I see them on the timeline.
They're going to bow.
I see them on the timeline. People are nervous because they saying aliens can come here, and we see all the movies and stuff.
Jesus.
And what if they do? So what? Whatever. All I know is I was blind and now I see.
But you know what?
No, they asked that man 150 million questions.
Wow, who did it? Who touched you?
Who touched you?
Why was you crying?
What did he do? Who was he? Where did he go? How hard did he touch you? Did you fall down when he hit you? Did he hit you? Did he put one hand over one eye? That man said, look, all I know is I was blind and now I see.
But you
so if E.T. comes here, all I know is the blood of Jesus is against you. Go to Gladys's house next door. Not here, buddy. Not here.
That's what I'm laughing at. Regardless if there's UFOs, ghosts, goblins, witches.
That lady we talked about yesterday, married to a ghost.
The blood.
The blood that gives me strength
from day to day. It will never lose its power.
It will never. I'll sing to E.T.
It reaches to the highest mountain.
I say, hey, guess what, E.T.? It reaches to the highest mountain.
My mom's singing too.
And it flows to the lowest valley.
All right, Mom.
That gives me strength.
She in the kitchen praising
from
God.
Day.
It's something about
the
blood.
Day. And I'll add in, it reaches to the highest solar system
and planets.
Look at Mama singing. Valley.
Okay, you got the Woods family singing praises to Christ.
The blood that gives me strength from day to day. It will never lose its power. Now, when you see people on your Facebook, all that, oh Lord Jesus, what we gonna do? They hiding UFOs. Then you say the blood of Jesus gives me strength from day to day, and it will never lose its power.
Thank you. So that just leaves it open. Whether people are going to criticize, whether you believe it or not, whether you're scared or not.
Yeah.
If you are a person of faith like us, it don't bother you. Because it ain't gonna touch you.
That's it.
Go ahead.
All right. Wendy says, check your text. I can't because I got TikTok.
Yeah, she got TikTok.
Wendy says, aliens, AI, Trump. Oh my God. Everything. Ivy says, I feel like if you pay them enough money, there's going to be a lot of scabs. That's what I said. I said that. I said the big boys.
No scab.
I think if it keeps going, they're so big. The only way they would stay in it with y'all is because they feel like they want to help you, not because they need to. Yeah. They'll cross. Wendy says, sing, Mom, sing. Then Wendy says, I'm singing too. All right, y'all.
All right. There's
now,
power in the blood.
Speaking of blood,
okay.
Let's talk about a real life vampire.
Why you call him that?
Giuliani.
I thought you was talking about the guy that be over the NFL.
No, Giuliani. NBA. Giuliani is a real life vampire.
Why you say that?
Well, I want you to suck your blood.
He crazy. I think
the election was stolen.
He's losing it.
Those black ladies, they look like they was passing drugs.
Woo!
He ruined
those two black women,
the lives of more than just those two black ladies.
They're him, right?
Yes. All these elected people that work, normal, regular people, they have regular jobs who took time out of their life to go help in an election, to sit in a stupid room and count votes.
Make sure the votes were counted.
40% they said are not returning for the next election. So you got to get all new people for a major election to learn on the job because of vampire Giuliani and comb over Trump.
Yeah. And calling them out by name. That was me.
Giuliani said that these two women
said their names. Mother and daughter, wasn't it?
Yes. Called them out by name.
Oh, I was so mad.
And said in Georgia that they was hiding votes. You can see them passing it, he said, like drugs. Why black women you got to say drugs?
Ma, can you bring me up? Oh, I get it.
Why black women you got to call them drugs that they was passing?
Thank you.
And then the other thing he said is that they should be put. I'm paraphrasing. That you almost need to put them under the house. These women need to be ran out of town.
That was me.
He pretty much should have said tarred and feathered and hung from a tree.
They had death threats. These women could not work.
These women had death threats.
Yes.
More than just these women.
Yes.
It was white people too.
Yeah.
Anybody who worked on the election.
That whole election time, in that area.
People not only calling them on the phone, showing up at their house. One of the black ladies said they showed up at her grandmother's house, pushed in the door.
What was they trying to do?
Looking for her.
I would have shot their heads off.
Looking for her.
I
went in her house.
I would have been loaded.
And they said, your daughter is a traitor and she needs to be taken out and hung.
No.
They said, you better be glad. They told her, you better be glad this is 2020 and not 1920. That's what they said. In other words, if it was 1920, we would have grabbed you and pulled you out.
Mm-hmm. Like they did back then and lynched them.
And they showed Trump saying similar. He wasn't as bad as Vampire Giuliani,
right?
But he still was bad, saying that they were horrible women. Horrible women. Trump never goes as far as the people that hang around him. You notice that he's not Marjorie. Marjorie's a horrible human being.
He has crazy around him, and they do his.
He doesn't have to say it. All he has to say is, "You're gonna make a lot of people mad. You're gonna make a lot of people upset." Mm-hmm. And then the nut jobs that get mad and upset speak for him.
Yep, and they're nut jobs to do it.
So this nut job, Vampire Giuliani, with the hair dye that comes down his face when he sweats.
What is going on?
He said Giuliani concedes that he made public comments falsely about the election workers. He came out recently and just said they were false claims. They wasn't true.
These women's lives were in danger, and they're just false.
Rudy Giuliani has conceded that he made public comments falsely, claiming 2 Georgia election workers committed ballot fraud during the 2020 presidential race, but is arguing that the statements were protected by the First Amendment. In other words, you can yell fire in a crowded theater, according to Giuliani.
You still should get in trouble.
I have the freedom of speech to say that I think that you are a moron and you can't sue me for it. It's pretty much what he's saying. I have the right to say I believe that they're no good, dirty, low-down women and that they stole. That's my prerogative. Mm-hmm. The problem with that, vampire man, mm-hmm. is that you don't really believe it. So how is that protected by the First Amendment? That's like me going around saying you stole something and you lose your job and your whole life changes. No. And I really don't even believe it. I just wanted to say it to piss you off.
So freedom of speech, Kat, you can't say lies. You can't fabricate.
You can say lies if you think it's the truth. If I say that man beats his wife, I really believe that man beats his wife.
Okay.
I don't think you can sue me because I really do believe that. But if you
come back and say,
you know that man don't beat his wife. Where did you come up with that premise, man?
I made it up.
If he sues me and I come to the judge and say, because I watched him snatch her in the car, judge, mm-hmm. and I saw him push her down, mm-hmm. the judge would say, okay, well, that's a normal. You probably would assume that he probably does.
So
to say I lied, I just made it up because I don't like him.
So Giuliani, you think he's gonna? They got good case against him?
That assertion by Giuliani, who is part of Donald Trump's legal team, tried to overturn the results in the battleground state, came in a filing Tuesday in a lawsuit by Ruby Freeman and Wanda Moss, the 2 women. Their lawsuit from December 2021 accused the former New York vampire mayor of defaming them by falsely stating that they had engaged in fraud while counting ballots at the State Farm Arena in Atlanta. The lawsuit says Giuliani repeatedly pushed debunked claims that Freeman and Moss, mother and daughter, pulled out suitcases of illegal ballots and committed other acts of fraud to try to alter the race. Nothing in the video showed them doing any of that. Mm-hmm. He made it up.
They was on a power kick.
Though Giuliani is not disputing that the statements were false, he does not concede that they caused any damage. That's his argument.
Those women's lives were being threatened.
His argument,
they were at their front door.
His argument is not that he lied. His argument is that how much damage did it really cause you that what we did?
That's
crazy.
That's why I'm like, Lord, will it take somebody's life being taken away for a situation like what had just happened? Where if those two women, God forbid, their lives were taken by the people mad at the comments.
This woman said she was in Capitol, the Capitol riot, that her life was shattered by these false accusations. She says she received hateful and racist messages, some wishing death upon me, telling me that I'll be in jail with my mother, and saying things like Gladys 2020 and 1920. Giuliani's statement was attached to a filing arguing that he did not fail to produce evidence in the case and should not be sanctioned as Freeman and Moss had requested. While Giuliani does not admit to the plaintiff's allegations, he, for purposes of litigation only, does not contest the factual allegations. So he's playing legal hardball here. In other words, if I say, well, you lied on me and you said this and you said that, and I don't contest it, I'm not saying that I'm lying. I just don't contest it. Mm-hmm. That's the same thing as saying I'm lying. Because if somebody said you lying on them, you would turn around and say, no, I didn't. I didn't lie on you. You wouldn't just say, you can say whatever you want. I'm not going to contest it. Yeah, you did.
Wow. Why you call him vampire?
Because he looks like a vampire. Not like the NBA guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, the NBA guy looks really like
pale looking.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So we got here. Wendy says they went to her grandmother's house pretending to be a pizza delivery. That's ridiculous.
God forbid if those women got hurt.
Okay,
but I hope they got a strong case against him. A civil case? Is that what they're trying to do?
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, so let's do.
He's a man that really needs help. They said the sad thing about it. They said that he was a good mayor. So maybe he's changing, right? As he's getting older, he's not the same person.
All right, I'll skip over these. You always want to know who Charlemagne the God's donkey of the day is.
Yep.
All right. Mm-hmm. Today, Charlemagne the God's donkey of the day is Dick's Fish and Chips shop, declared a nuisance because neighbor avoids home due to the disturbing smell. Now, the Breakfast Club features celebrity interviews. Charlemagne the God's donkey of the day. He gives this the donkey of the day. The reason why he gives this the donkey of the day is because he said he's from the South and he loves surf and turf or anything that's fish, fried catfish, any of that. But apparently this smell is so hideous that the neighbors they're complaining. They can't even live in their house. One neighbor said he can't even come home because it smells like fish.
Ooh.
That's how bad the fish is.
Oh, wow. Is that fish not fresh? Or does smell like
fish
that?
Shouldn't smell that bad unless it's not fresh. Well, let me see what she says. Scooby-Doo says Giuliani knows he is in trouble, so now he is trying to make things right. It's too late. True says he was a good mayor. He wasn't a good mayor.
Yeah, I've heard both sides.
So Dick's Fish and Chips gets donkey of the day. You know why he gave it the donkey of the day?
Why?
Not because of the smell, because of the name. It's named after the owner, Dick, but he thinks the word dick and smell bad. It shouldn't be in the same sentence. Charlemagne is an idiot. And you don't want, he said you don't want your dicks to smell like fish. Then he kept using the word dicks over and over again, trying to be funny.
Right. Ooh. Not to smell.
And you don't want your dicks to be a nuisance.
That word alone should not be in that sentence.
So he's saying, right.
It's disturbing. It's smelly. It smells like fish, and it's a nuisance.
Yes.
To your neighbor. So
he was trying to be funny. But he was being nasty by using the word dicks. And then he said, dicks can be soft on crime. He was just doing stupid stuff, using the man's name Dicks.
Dicks, fish, and chips.
So he said he should change the name, even though that's the man's name, and change it to something else, because that word should not be in the same sentence as fish.
Smell good, bad.
And then he said this guy who's complaining is single. He brings a girl home. He don't know if it's her or if it's Dick's fish.
So he's moving.
I don't know.
I would just say move, because apparently if they're not using fresh fish, unfortunately, there's going to be an odor always ongoing, because that place is still there.
You went just to get
somewhere.
Your lady who you go get your desserts from lives down the street from Burger King. When the last time you went, I could have sworn I smelled like Burger King. That's how bad that smell. Y'all know Burger King, right? Y'all know when y'all go by Burger King, you can smell, and they known for that. Mm-hmm. They want you to smell that charbroiled burger. Mm-hmm. How can she live there? I sat in the car and waited for you to come out, and all I smelled was that Burger King.
You did? That's not.
It's disgusting. Down the street. So I can see how Dick's fish and chips could be a nuisance to the neighbors.
You live right next to it. That's one of those restaurants that should not be near homes.
Not a fish place.
If you're like a main street where you have restaurant after restaurant, fast food stores, why is this near a home?
So there you go. So all right, so he got the donkey of the day. Dicks. He gave Dicks a donkey of the day.
Fish and chips.
Dicks, fish and chips.
Oh, I tell you.
All right, y'all. So that's it. Okay. Don't forget to get our book, 100 Family-Friendly Jokes. Mm-hmm. The link is in the description.
Amazon.
And we're working on, it's on Amazon. We're working on volume 2. Mm-hmm. A lot of people said that they laugh and stuff. They feel down or whatever. They'll open up the book and read a joke. Mm-hmm. One teacher said, I bought the joke and was reading in my class, and they was like,
they didn't think it was funny.
She said maybe it's for older people or something. Mm-hmm. The teenagers didn't think.
I don't know
I don't know, because I've heard teenagers like it too. So it just depends on.
She read a bad one.
Yeah, probably. So one guy said it's in his doctor's office. He's a doctor, and he has it on the table, and he can hear the people out there laughing, which is great if you're getting ready to get a shot or something.
Oh Lord, yes.
So get the book, 100 Family-Friendly Jokes. Uh-huh. The link is in the description. Mm-hmm. It's on Amazon. We're working on volume 2. Mm-hmm. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe,
and comment.
Wendy said, "Sing, Mom, sing again." Yeah, so I love her. She says she loves you. You're her goddaughter. I'll sing my goddaughter.
Yeah. She's happy she still got her vocals, because she kind of lost it when she had COVID.
Yeah,
COVID. Remember we were talking yesterday about how COVID's
she lost her voice.
Eyesight and hearing and stuff.
She lost her voice.
Was like kind of.
Really?
Okay. She hadn't been singing.
So. All right, she hadn't been singing.
Talked about the blood.
I talked about the blood and made her sing.
Thank you, Jesus.
Okay, don't forget to like, comment. Oh, Scooby Doo says she probably read like an English teacher and not with the inflections. True. And True says, good night, everybody. Good night, everybody. Good night, everybody. What's that? Isn't that Liza Minnelli? And I love everybody. I love you. I love you so much. I love you. Good night. Because True says good night, everybody.
Oh, I thought you Carol Burnett.
Oh no. I'm so glad we had this time together.
Just to have a laugh or sing a song.
Something
we all get started, and before you know it, comes the time we have to say so long.
Why can't we come up with something like that?
I told you we need an interest.
No, not a fake interest. Us really singing like Carol Burnett did. Not a music thing. Us singing.
But what do you want to sing?
We have to make up something. All right, y'all. From now, we still in Carol Burnett. So long. Scooby Doo says, "Hey, Ma, I am a goddaughter. Scooby Doo want to be a goddaughter too, Ma." She says she got you too, Scooby.
Oh, Wendy's like, no, I'm the only one. No.
Wendy said, "Pull your ear." That's what we did. All right, y'all. See y'all tomorrow. God say the same. Okay. We working on the show, Wendy. Working on StreamYard so we can bring people back on Fridays.
We may change it.
Roni Martell says, "Laugh out loud. Awesome, you did the ear thing. I still sing that." Yeah. We're gonna come up with something else. Instead of pulling our ear, you know.
Big nose.
That's stupid. That's
like Bewitched.
That's Bewitched. We'll come up with something. Wendy said no. Wendy said no. She don't want you, Scooby Doo, to be the. She's
her only goddaughter.
No, she can have more than one. Wendy, it's wrong. Wendy, she said you number one. You the number one goddaughter. Scooby Doo is number 2. All right. Scooby Doo says, "Too bad, Wendy." They fighting in the room, Mom.
Hey, that's about Mike.
Oh, if y'all see whatever happens to M Perk, we haven't seen M Perk.
Where's M Perk?
If anybody has his email or anything, email M Perk and ask him what's going on.
We're hoping nothing serious.
All right, y'all. So long.
Okay.
See y'all later. All right.